So guys, I'm in Toronto right now with Michael Thibodeau or Thibodeau?
Michael Ryan Thibodeau.
Thibodeau,
Yes.
okay. I was trying to do it the French way because, you know, I am in Canada, so...
A lot of people think my last name is Ryan. It's actually my middle name, but it was supposed to be my birth name. So, yeah, it's my stage name. Not stripper name, but stage name. Let's not confuse that.
Yeah, a lot of us go by our first and middle name, you know?
Yeah. Not like I thought or ever believed I was going to be, you know, famous or popular, but it's starting to get there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, hanging out with people like you, helping me get more popular, right?
Yeah, so I'm in Canada. Have you seen Drake or the Biebs lately?
Okay, so here's something crazy. Drake actually used to live in my building. So, yeah, I won't say what building it was because we're not supposed to say those things, but just the other day I was driving and there was a sick, like, i8 BMW, and the license plate I loved, it said no degree. So I'm checking him out to be like, who's this dude with no degree driving like the coolest car on the street? And Drake was in the passenger side. So Drake was all like this, making sure nobody could see him. But I saw him, and I've seen him before, so I just played it cool because obviously, you know, CEO of Fitness Star can't be a stalker and pretend like he's trying to stalk Drake. And maybe one day we'll cross paths and he'll be rocking out like at my judges table or my opening act. Who knows? That's the kind of dream you gotta have and where you want to take the company, right?
So I have a funny story. My favorite Christian hip-hop rapper is from Ontario, Canada. Abbreviation for Canada, CA, right? So I get this little notice on Facebook or something that he is going to be in California. So it was later in the year. It was going to be like 6 months down the road. So I marked it to remind me, and I drove out to where he was, and I'm like walking around. I'm like, where's he at? It says he's going to be at the convention center. Well, it was in Ontario, California, 50 miles from where I lived.
Yeah,
and the abbreviation for California is CA2.
I was just going to say that.
And so it just totally like...
See, when I want to go to CA, that for me, that's Cali. Yeah, that's not Canada.
I know,
Canada's a little cold. So when I go to CA, I want to go to the West Coast.
Okay, so we'll get started here. So today I'm here with Michael Ryan. We'll just leave the last name alone here.
Okay.
He is a CEO and a majority shareholder of Fitness Star International. He showcased strong leadership skills from an early age as he won Max and Enid O'Brien Award at Lorne Park Hockey Association when he was 12 for hard work, leadership, and skill. In high school, he was nominated and chosen to represent his school at Hobie O'Brien Leadership Camp. Each school in Ontario, Canada, they select one male and female to go each year, and he left, and remembering that he was special and different at that time. He was a smart student in high school, scoring A's with your occasional B or C, and he knew he couldn't get a D, because if he got a D...
I couldn't even get a C. If I got a C, my dad would have took me off the hockey team.
And we couldn't have that.
Yeah, I got in shit for getting B's. It was okay for my brothers to get C's. That was okay, but if I even got a B, I got in trouble. So, yeah, thankfully I'm a lot smarter than I look.
So, yeah, like he said, it kept him off the street, it kept him away from drugs, and he didn't start dating until he was 19, so it kept him away from women as well.
Which is good, yeah. It was all about just hockey jerseys and sweatpants. I didn't even wear jeans till I think I was about 19, so.
So he went to Humber College for financial services with a dream to become a stockbroker. As Michael fell in love with day trading when he turned $6,000 into $30,000 at the age of, what would you guess?
From 17 to 18, yeah.
18.
So I was just in grade 11 when I did the interpretation analysis of financial statements. I actually dropped out of school. I don't advise anyone to do this, but I dropped out of school. I got my $6,000 back. I put into stocks at 18 years old, and I fell in love with day trading. And something I'm going to do the rest of my life.
So, at the age of 22, instead of being in financial services, he found himself in the printing world and soon began developing his own print management business called MRT Concepts. He took his 3 initials, MRT, to develop a business with a mission to marketing your ideas. M, it's marketing. Yeah. R, recognizing alternative solutions, and T, taking services to the next level. Michael continues to do these 3 for aspiring fitness models and entrepreneurs.
Yes.
He's a mentor for futurepreneurs in which he volunteers his time to help young entrepreneurs change the future. Michael has additionally ran mortgage offices after being the #1 independent mortgage agent for company in his full year of doing mortgages. In March of 2012, he volunteered at a Fitness Star model search event hosted by his mentor at the time, the founder of Fitness Star, James Ert. Today, we are at another one of our colleagues, friends, Jim here in Toronto.
Yeah, he's actually my business partner, and he's closer than a brother. So Darren Robinson, who's my VP, Vice President of Fitness Star. He owns this beautiful little boutique gym, and for a living, he helps people get into the best shape of their life.
So I met Michael a couple years ago when he was in LA. So I've seen him in LA twice, and he came to Florida last fall when I was there. So the least I could do is at least come visit him in Toronto.
Yeah, it's about time.
Since he's going to come all over the U.S. So can you tell them exactly what Fitness Star International is?
So it's interesting. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago when I started Fitness Star, it would take me 5 minutes to explain what we do at Fitness Star. And we've really summed it up into like a couple lines. So we are a marketing, advertising, and promotional firm that's catering to the business development of individuals and corporations in the health and wellness industry. So we've gone from taking one show, which was a model search event, into developing these products and services so that aspiring fitness models, I call them fitpreneurs. That's when you're an entrepreneur, but you don't let your health get out of the way. You don't be like me, become a business owner and then pack on 80 pounds of fat. It's about staying fit, staying healthy, but building your personal and business development. We've really developed into, I would say, almost like a hub that provides these various different products and services so individuals can build themselves into a star. We're not about trying to get somebody, whey protein sponsorship. We're really about getting people to develop their own, their self as a brand. And we've talked about this at some of the shows. It's like the best tool in the world for you to market is you. So, be your best self, build yourself as a brand, so you can start to develop different revenue streams and figure out a way to build a career or build a business for yourself in this health and wellness industry.
Mm-hmm. So when you started volunteering for Fitness Star, you had some personal events going on in your life. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah. I guess the best way to say it is that my business development grew a lot faster than my personal development. I was doing big numbers in business. I was making a lot of money. But I was still very young, immature, some would say wild, crazy, I say somewhat stupid. And I was enjoying my life, but I was making dumb decisions. I was going to Vegas almost every month, and I was spending money on like gambling, and I got very cocky, arrogant, kind of lost touch with myself. And then my dad got diagnosed with cancer. My dad was like my best friend. He was my biggest supporter. He always believed in me. I really kind of opened my eyes. So, 2008, I don't know where you guys were in 2008, but my world turned upside down. I went from doing about $60,000, $80,000 in sales in my printing company to literally overnight maybe 5 or 6. I had billion-dollar corporations. I don't want to name them, but I had big companies that, they weren't paying me my money. They owed me, it added up to like a lot of money that was past 90 days. So they didn't pay me, and the cause and effect was I couldn't pay some of my suppliers. And my suppliers were my friends. I've always built business on friendship. So, I lost some good friends. I got myself into a cash flow problem. I destroyed my credit. I never went bankrupt. I want to make sure I make that clear. It's very important that I never went bankrupt. And I had to start working really hard to pay back people that I didn't pay at the time. Lost a girl that I was with for 4 years that I was in love with, and just my whole world crumbled. It was a very humbling experience. But it really kind of made me realize who I am, what I want to do in this world, and it's truly to make a positive impact in people's lives. So everything happens for a reason. I'm here, I haven't given up, and things are better than they've ever been.
So how did that evolve into becoming the CEO?
So what happened, as I said, my life had kind of fallen apart. I was in a dark place, and one of my clients was a mentor of mine. His name's James Ert. He's a philanthropist. He's a coach and motivational speaker. He had a big vision for Fitness Star, and I saw the vision. I believed in it, and I came to volunteer for a show, and I met some of the most inspirational people in my life. And it was funny. I tell the story because I saw these people all ripped and looking all sexy, guys and girls just looking great, like amazing over here. And I looked at them, and then they showed me their before photo, and I was like, wow, man, like these people used to be like as skinny fat as I was, and they look worse than I did. And look at them today. So it really made me realize what's possible when you start to take control of health and wellness, your nutrition, your training. So I did the Monster Show. I met some really cool people, started adding them as friends. And the next day I went to the gym and I killed it at the gym. And I called James. I said, dude, like, you have something special. You have something that only the top elite companies, the Apples, the Microsofts, what they have is called culture. And James was building a culture at Fitness Star of people helping people. And it was, he says it, I continue to say it, it's an attitude of gratitude. It's an abundance mentality of, just like-minded people that want to positively impact their community. They want to positively impact their friends, their peers, their workers. And so I came on board. He couldn't afford to pay me. He was just working out of his house. So being the entrepreneur I am, I kind of looked at it as an opportunity. I said, okay, well, I don't want to work for you. I said, I want to work with you. I want to be a business partner with you. I want to bring this vision to life. So I worked 2 years. I wouldn't even say free of charge. It cost me money. I took money from stocks when I needed to invest back into the business. I got paid a little bit of money here and there on commissions, but I wasn't even surviving. I was struggling, but we just had such a passion for what we're doing. We wanted to make a change in the fitness industry. And nothing, again, not that there's anything wrong with fitness industry. I think any industry has to constantly evolve. And going to all these shows, I heard a couple negative things that were going on in the fitness industry that I didn't believe in. It didn't resonate with me. And my dad taught me something really important. He says, whenever there's something in the world that we don't like, one of two things. Either we're part of the solution or we're part of the problem. So if you're not doing F all, I won't say they dropped the F-bomb on this, but if you're not doing anything about it, you are part of the problem. And I see so many people that bitch and complain about certain things in life, and I say, well, what are you doing about it? Well, what can I do about it? You can do whatever you believe you can do. So it was really crazy. I came in the fitness industry with, I guess as they say, full of piss and vinegar, just tons of energy, bouncing off walls, going, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And slowly, it's taken a lot of time. It's taken a lot of effort. It's taken a big investment. But we are slowly starting to do everything that we said we were going to do.
So when you went to this leadership camp when you were in high school, you learned that there was something special about you. Do you want to share that with us?
Yeah, I want to talk about leadership because it was really interesting, and I don't know if this is going to offend some people or what, but I got chosen as like the male to represent my school, and I went to this leadership camp, and I hate to say it the wrong way. I'm not trying to be derogatory. I know we're trying to be politically correct here, but I just saw this auditorium filled with what I would call nerds, people that had no social skills. They basically just did homework all day long, scored 99, 100% average, but they weren't people that could communicate. They weren't people that could connect. They didn't have personal skills. They didn't have people skills. They didn't have. There's so many like real life characteristics, and I just felt so out of place. And I hate to say this, but it's interesting. Like when I talk about myself, right? I was that white guy in the corner playing dominoes with the Jamaicans. I was a white guy, but I was hanging out with the black guys. I played hockey, so I played soccer, so I was like that jock. And jocks normally kind of consider like the dumb people. But I was getting 80s. Like I had like an 85, 86% average in my OACs. I could have went to university, but it wasn't the path I wanted to go. So, I want to sum it up. I was smart, did well in school. I was athletic. I almost got close to, I played rep hockey my whole life, traveled playing hockey. I hung out with what you call the cool kids. I partied. I hung out, I hate to say it the wrong way, I hung out with drug dealers. I hung out with people that did drugs, but I never did. I chose not to. And it was so cool because like some of my buddies that dealt drugs, I'll never forget back in high school, they would tell me like, Mike, if we see you even smoking weed, like we'll kick your ass. Because they knew that like I had a certain ability, I had a certain skill, I just had a certain work ethic and a certain vision that I wanted to do more with my life. And it was pretty cool. When I look back, there's a lot of people that believed in me from day one. And I try to make the smart choices in that regards. And just, again, try to lead by example. I think that's the best thing to say. But again, you don't have to peer pressure. You got to learn to just have confidence in yourself. Learn to just love yourself, believe in yourself, and not fall into that trap of like trying to fit in. I used to have people say to me all the time, it's funny. People used to try to make fun of me and like, oh, you think you're so cool, the way you walk or the way you talk. But I'm gonna be honest, that I just always just been me. And I almost took, like when I was young, I used to get embarrassed and get shy, and I grew up and I was like, thank you. Like I actually must be genuinely cool because they think I'm trying to be cool, but I'm actually just being myself. So I get it from my dad. My dad, honestly, God rest his soul, he was one of the coolest men I ever met. And I constantly just try to be authentic, be genuine, be transparent, and just tell it how it is or how I believe it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I know I have a bunch of fitness buffs, NPC competitors, personal trainers, all people that are aspiring fitness models. What pointers would you give to them?
Oh, wow. There's a lot of things, but I think it's got to start with yourself. You got to learn to build yourself as a brand, and you have to be very conscious of what you're doing and how you're doing it. People are always watching you. So like what you post, you know, what are your beliefs? What's your philosophy? What's your attitude? I think these are really, really important things that people got to have a very conscious approach to. I'll be honest, I'm going to thank James Urt, who is one of my mentors at the time. When I came into the fitness industry, I didn't give a crap. I just said what I wanted to say. And I was he used to say I was a bit of a pit bull. I've really had to kind of tone it down and think about other people's opinion. You know, think about, you know, how the words that come out of my mouth, the physical power they have, and how can I use these words to positively impact and stay away from negativity. So I try to stay away from politics, religion, sports, the stuff that, you know, is so subjective and gets people really riled up, and just stick to who you are, like in your heart. What do you want to do, and twist whatever you can into a positive light and how you can be that change. So I think it's really important, as all you guys that want to be models, I think we get, and I think you'll agree with this, we get too wrapped up in the model in the sense that I want to look good, you know, like this like snapshot Instagram selfie. But personally, I believe that on top of being a fitness model, you got to be a role model. I think those are the most successful fitness models, are the individuals that are actually bringing value into their fans' life, their followers' life. You know, they're bringing value to the people that sponsor them, and they go above and beyond. So I think that's number one. It's got to be, you got to really be conscious about how you conduct yourself in public, on social media. You know, be careful. You're behind a computer. That stuff's for life. People you're texting, messaging, that shit can come back to haunt you 8 years down the road. So from day one, when you are nothing, no followers, no friends, no real circle of influence, be cautious, be careful, be smart.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people think, oh, I want to be a fitness model, I'm going to work out 12 hours a day. No, you work out maybe an hour a day if you have the time, and the rest is just business, you know, and branding and, you know, following up with
endlessly
people.
Marketing, advertising, promotions, meeting people, phone calls. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. And going into that, I think the next big, huge part, beyond your personal self and what you do, is social media. It's one of the things I keep talking to our models about right now. Again, whether you agree with it, don't agree with it, it's somewhat irrelevant. The reality is corporations, modeling agencies, talent scouts, they're looking for what's called influencers. And your influence, regardless of whether you agree or not, is based on your following and your engagement. So you got to take this serious. We've started our own business actually because of this. I'm going to do a quick shout out to Brody Nero. All of our handles, Fitness Star, FS Agency, and now my own personal one, because I realize how powerful this is, even my own, they're all powered by GramSurge. GramSurge is a corporation that helps exponentially grow your Instagram. Important to say this, organically. Real people, real results, real fast, but in a way that we don't have to sit on our Instagram for 10 hours a day liking and following 10,000 people to get a couple followers. So again, you got to start learning how to delegate your time, focus on the big picture, and delegate some of these smaller kind of logistical things to people that are much better at it than you are.
There's a modeling agency in LA, and I know that they like you to have like minimum of 15,000 followers on your social media. So it's a really big deal. You know, we used to do, you know, newspaper marketing, and like newspapers are folding, you know, it's what's in front of people, social media, you know, real life news these days, you know.
Attention span. Our attention span is like 3 seconds. You're constantly fighting for everybody's attention. So again, how do you conduct yourself? You have to give a good first impression, because you really got to captivate your audience to want to come back to you. And it comes right back to what I just said, provide value.
Okay, so Michael just came off of doing a show in Chicago
Yeah,
over
that's
the
why
weekend.
my eyes are a little black. I drove, just so you guys understand, I drove 8 hours from Toronto, Canada to Chicago because my head promoter, Pedro Yenga, wanted me to be there for a posing clinic. So I drove to Chicago, literally 24 hours. I drove back. I picked up my models, got in a car, went back to Chicago, and I just came home like less than 24 hours ago. So if you're looking at these eyes, that's the result of no sleep and what they call hustle. The hustle is real.
Okay, so we probably didn't tell them actually what a show is. You want to tell them about the show?
The model search show?
Yeah.
So what's interesting is we've developed into 2 shows actually. So we've always done what's called a Fitness Star Model Search. And the Fitness Star Model Search is a platform for aspiring fitness models. Most of them, many of them are fitness competitors that maybe, with the IFBB, NPC, WBFF, all these different organizations. Fitness competitors, we want to give them and aspiring fitness models a platform to be seen, be scouted, and be discovered. Now, it's really important for me to say right now, we do not host fitness competitions. It's not a competition. There's not placing. There's no pro word. There's no trophies. It's an audition. So anyone that's ever tried to do fitness modeling, it could take a whole day to go do one audition. To go downtown, sit there for 4 or 5 hours, wait for somebody to see you for one gig, and then whether or not you get the job or you don't get the job, and then you go home, and 9 out of 10 times for most of you guys, you don't get the gig. So what I wanted to do, and I think this is somewhat visionary, and I think we're somewhat pioneering something here, is I wanted a platform. It's been CanFit Pro in Canada, the Fit Expo in the States, that get these like 20, 30,000 people. And I wanted to reach out to modeling agencies, talent scouts, producers, advertising, marketing, managers, that all the individuals that are looking to hire fitness model talent, I wanted them to come, and it's so cool, the synergy here, right? So now all these people get to come, and they have a clipboard with everyone's name, their info, and they get to see like 40, 50, 100 hidden gems, unsigned talent, people that they wouldn't even know exist. And then the reciprocal part of that is now, as an aspiring fitness model, you're walking this runway and you're indirectly doing like 10, 20 different auditions simultaneously because every one of those people is potentially scouting you. So it's a really cool concept. I've looked all over the world. Nobody's doing this. I've searched. I'll tell you how I know nobody's doing this, okay? This is pretty cool. Bookamodel.com, okay? The domain that once was $10 is selling for $178,000 on GoDaddy. Now, what kind of models do I market? What kind of models do I promote and mentor? Fitness models, right? So check this out. You could call it synergistic. I could say thank God. Maybe it's part of my destiny. I'm not sure, but bookafitnessmodel.com. Over 1 billion people in this world, not one single person spent $10 to buy that domain. Wow. And I now own it. So I own bookafitnessmodel.com, and we got some big plans and how we're going to develop a website that is going to allow people all over the world to find the exact model they want in real time. Whilst, again, synergistically, reverse reciprocal, aspiring fitness model the opportunity to be a member and have these people potentially finding them from all over the world. So I believe this is kind of like where the industry is going. Fitness modeling 8-9 years ago didn't even exist. We're seeing every year more corporations, more agencies are starting to build fitness divisions. Modeling agencies now have like their own fit agent, which is really cool. They have their own fitness division. And again, I don't really want to be management, so I want to make that kind of clear. I don't really want to manage these people because that's not my expertise. I want to mentor them. I want to develop them. I want to grow them into the kind of person that an actual top agent or model is looking for. And it's kind of like a mom. It's kind of like a dad. It's kind of crazy, right? Because I feel like they're my kids, and I'm like raising them and teaching them what they need to know and do to go out there in the real world. And then I gotta like kind of give them a hug and say goodbye, because ultimately, because I love them like my family, I want them to go to another agency that can give them more work, give them more opportunities, make them more money, something that we're not. So we're being transparent. That's not who we are. We're not a management company. We're more personal and business development company, helping transform and develop these aspiring fitness models into stars.
Okay, so how can someone get involved with Fitness Star? So
there's a couple different ways, actually. The easiest path of least resistance, no money, because a lot of these people don't have money. We've set up, it's like a blogging website, but it actually has an internal like algorithm program. you can go to www.fitnessstarnetwork.com and you can create your own free personal fitness model profile. So you go on there, it's like a Facebook, but for social networking for fitness. And you put your photos in there, all your measurements, what kind of modeling gigs you're looking for, where you're from. And then that way, talent scouts, modeling agencies, they can go on there. So what's really interesting, there's a gentleman named Michael Annunziata, happened about 3 years ago, opened my eyes. He's an agent. I invited him to be a judge at one of my model search shows. So after the show, we were talking. I said, so Mike, how do you find fitness models? And he says, I go onto your network. I said, what? So he was going behind my back, going to the network and just going direct to the model. So I kind of took a little bit personal at the beginning because obviously I don't take a 20% cut of any of those gigs. But it made me realize the power of the internet and technology, and that this simple website, it's not a beautiful, gorgeous, corporate, high expensive website. No, and that's not what it's about. It's a platform for people to have a free, unique URL. It helps you with your search engine optimization. It works like your own specific website for your models page, like a Model Mayhem, and it's free. And it's honestly connecting people from all over the world. We have 5,700 models on there from all over the globe. We now reached, I think, 860,000 views, $0 organically, word of mouth. And we're just waiting till we have the big bucks and the big investors, because that shit's going to go global. It's going to go viral. But till then, again, it's a free platform for you guys to set up a profile. Now, the more important way that you can get seen, scouted, and discovered, and I'm sure you're going to agree with me, is you got to physically step on a runway. I'm going to explain to you why. Some of these people think it's like for us to get registration revenue or something like that. No, that's not even close. There are a million, what I call Instagram models. They look great. They have a great physique. But you're definitely there. Don't worry about that. But what you have that a lot of them don't have is the personality, the attitude. Personable, professional, punctual. So some of these people say, well, how do you understand those things from doing a model search show? Let me explain to you. I send you an email and I tell you there's a mandatory models meeting the night before. How many people reply to my email and how soon? How many people show up at the mandatory models meeting? Are they late? So think about this. If you're not replying to my email, you're showing up late to the mandatory models meeting, and just those two things alone, do I care how good looking you are? Do I care how many followers you have? If I send you to Nike and you don't reply to their email and you don't show up on time to their audition, guess who's getting fired? Not you, us. I'll never get another modeling gig again for any of our models. So it's really important to have them live, in person, step on that runway, show us their wow factor, show us their personality, show us their character, show us their attitude, show us their charisma, show us their stage presence. And all of that sums up to be, what is your marketability? Are you marketable for us to promote you, advertise you, market you, and most importantly, because my time is opportunity cost, to mentor you? So do you have all those skills and characteristics and potential to be a star, so that I want to spend my time and help you learn from all of my mistakes?
So you have a show here in Toronto in August, and then are you doing San Jose this year?
We're not doing San Jose.
Yes,
so Fit Expo is growing fast. It's crazy. Fit Expo has gone from LA show now doing 70,000, 80,000 people. They have San Jose, they have Anaheim, and they're doing San Diego. 4 shows. We're here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This is my hometown, to do 4 shows in 1 year in California until I move there, or if that's an option. My girlfriend's cool with that. Then maybe we'll do all 4 shows and really grow it to that extreme. But because we want to be a part of San Diego, we want to be a part of this new foundation. We just found San Jose. If you've been to San Jose, it's like Silicon Valley. Again, personally, to me, it's not as big a fitness community as LA, San Diego, and Anaheim. So we want to stay more towards those 3 shows, blow them up, have huge success, and hopefully we'll come back to San Jose next year.
So LA's Fit Expo is always in January. The Anaheim one is on my birthday this year.
I'm gonna get my magazine. Give me 1 sec.
Okay. And the San Diego one, I believe, is in October this year. So if you want more information about it, there's actually a Facebook page. What is it?
Well, we have a couple of things. We have, I would prefer you go to our Instagram, which is fitness_star, or our agency is fs_agency, and also our magazine. So our magazine on the back cover has our North American tour, every single one of our show dates that we're doing across North America. We have 2 magazines. A lot of people don't even know that. So we have,
I get it.
yeah. So we have FitnessStarMagazine.com. So let me show you. This was our Fitness Star magazine. This was when Fitness Star comes to America with Chris Boudoir and Dana Mistrella from Anaheim.
And how many?
I think you're in here actually.
How many countries is this?
So what's really interesting is we have over 202 countries around the world that know of us and go to our website. Oh, look who this is.
It's on page 26. My birthday is the 26th of the month, so I have no problem remembering that. That's me right there. And every single one of my models that I had became fitness models after that show. They got it, and one of my guys made the cover.
Oh, he's incredible. Chris is the next star. And again, this is such a great platform. If you're somebody that's very marketable and you have these big ambitions, you have these big dreams, but you want an opportunity, you want a chance. That's why I made this. I was that guy that I didn't really come from a community of mentors and successful business people to really groom me, guide me. I had to make a million mistakes myself and fall on my face like 1,000 times. So this show is an opportunity for you guys to come out and meet successful fitpreneurs. Come meet successful fitness models. Learn, what does it take? How do I get there? What kind of tools do I need? What kind of resources do I need? What kind of attitude do I have to have? What kind of lifestyle is it? Because a lot of people are like kind of falling into this like, oh, I want to be a model. If I tell you what it's like to be a model, I bet more than half of you won't want to be a model. It's not as glamorous as just the words itself. It's very rewarding, don't get me wrong, but it's a tough industry to crack. And so that's why we're not trying to say, hey, let's go make a career in fitness modeling. We're saying, no, let's be successful fitpreneurs. Let's help you build your own brand. Let's help you launch your own products and services. Let's help you monetize your following. And your modeling gigs, to me, like that's your play money. That's easy money when you get it, that you go spend on something that's not your hard-earned dollars. And your fitness modeling gigs become part of your resume. It's those gigs that you can blast out to social media to give yourself a pat on the back of what you did and what you have accomplished, and use those modeling gigs to exponentially grow your following. But again, we're not trying to pretend like fitness modeling is your career. You may fall into it, and God bless you, that's our goal. But again, it's just one of many income revenue streams you can build for yourself to be successful in the health and wellness industry.
And might I add about the show, so when you're trying out for an NPC show, WBFF, you can dish out $400 just for registration and not even take home a trophy. But with his shows, you're not spending that much.
Thank you.
And of course, they have like a overall first, second, third female and male winner, and the first place winners get to be on the cover. But that doesn't mean that there can't be 50 people that show up. If they all have a score of whatever, 80
yes.
out of 100, all 50 of those can get
same
modeling,
opportunity.
Contracts. So everyone can walk away a winner, and it's not wasted money. So that's the really cool thing about it.
And what I love about it is it creates this attitude of gratitude. When you're doing a competition, right? It's only top 5 go on. So you don't want to be buddies with all these people. You're like, get out of my face, bud. Like, you're critiquing everyone, and you're wondering, does he have a better body than me? Because he might take my top 5 spot. I may not get qualified. I may not go to nationals. So again, nothing against that system at all. I want to make that clear. It's just a different system. It's a competition. So with us, if somebody's being very cliquey, if a girl's being like, obnoxious, if I have 20 girls come up to me and go, oh my God, that one girl is like, I couldn't stand her. Do you think I'm going to send her to a modeling gig? Do you think I want her representing my business?
Too much cattiness.
There's just too much drama. I want to be drama-free. I hear about fitness industry all the time, politics. These people are narcissists. I got no time for that. I've literally, law of attraction. Like attracts like. So we want to show love. We want to show support. And we're finding that we're getting that in return. And it's so amazing. The rate at which our company is growing, I feel incredibly blessed, and it's because we're finding these amazing people that have the same values, philosophy, and just love in their heart as me and my business partner Darren Robinson have.
Okay, so we'll take a couple questions in a minute if there's any, but like I said before, if you want to get in contact with him, join his Instagram page or Facebook that we'll link down below, or contact me and I'll get you in contact with him. So before I stop this live feed, does anyone have any questions?
They'll all come pouring in after.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is to come out and see what we're about. I'm one of those guys, like, seeing is believing. So, reach out to me. Set up a phone call with me. Email me. I love to get in front of every single person I possibly can because I want to hear what your dream and your ambition is. I want to hear what your passion is. I want to hear what your goals are. Once I know those things, I can kind of like reverse engineer what I feel you need to do from where you are now and where you want to be. What kind of things do you need? Do you need a website? Do you need more followers? Do you need to better brand yourself? Do you need a creative, an artist, a creative designer that can put together material that will get greater, first impression and response? Do you need to improve your physique? There's a million things. But again, unless I talk to you, unless I know what your goals and your dreams are, I don't know if I can help you. But I love to help every single person I possibly can.
All right. Well, thank you for doing this interview today.
Does that mean I got to come to California to do the next one then?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm honored to know you. It's been cool. It's been about 2-3 years now. Like you said, I met you in California. I didn't think Fitness Star would ever get to California. The beginning was just Canada. We want to go across Canada. Then we got into California. I seen you in.
And my show was the first
time ever.
US show.
Yeah. And to every single one of our models out there that are not just beautiful, fit physiques, but they're incredible human beings and they're role models, they're community leaders. Thank you. It is your voice, it is your support that is allowing our analytics to just exponentially grow globally. And we wouldn't be there without our staff and without our models. So I thank everybody that continues to spread the good word.
Okay, so I'm gonna go do another interview here in an hour and a half.
You don't stop. You're like me.
I just happen to know all these great connections in Toronto, so be looking forward to that in the next couple of hours.
So you hear that?
Too.
She has great connections because she's out there. She's connecting. So guys, get out of your bubble, get off your computer, start getting in front of people, and give a first great impression.
I just say be authentic. I'm just having conversations with my friend here in Toronto and talking about how you can be like just that standout person, that standout friend. Help people, do the thing that no one else is going to do. Like just stand out.
You want to know the name of our social media management company that we're launching? You Be You. That's our advice. I used to hear people be like, oh, I want to be like Jay Cutler. I want to be like Paige Hathaway. Paige Hathaway is Paige Hathaway. Jay Cutler is Jay Cutler. So find mentors, find people that you look up to and take some characteristics and qualities from them that you love. But just be you. Find your true inner self. And if you just be authentic, you will find the following that truly resonates with your heart and your mind. And that's how you keep that sustainability. And that's how you're not going to lose your audience.
And I have the gift of gab, so I talk to people everywhere.
Yeah, we could be here all day. Anyone who knows me knows the same thing.
This is not the typical me where I just shut up and let him talk. It's usually the reverse way around.
That's
so he's had his moment today.
That's how I know how important this is. I got to talk. You listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.
Take care.